There's nowhere to sit. Let's try upstairs. Cora looked around the crow's nest. A 2-story treehouse cafe perched at the top of the tallest oak in the Whispering Woods. It was full of chattering keepers, hungry after working in the big outside. Cora and Jax climbed a twisty wooden staircase wrapped around the oak tree's sturdy trunk. Stepping out onto the top floor, Cora stood for a moment, enjoying the gentle rocking sensation as the tree's branches swayed in the breeze. The cafe was less crowded up here. Spotting an empty table next to the viewing platform, Cora rushed over. She wriggled out of the straps of her woodland bag. The bag was empty now, except for Cora's tools, and she dumped it on the floor. Jax shed his bag and slid onto the bench opposite her. His eyes shone. Work was fun. I love rewilding in the big outside. It's much more exciting than school. Much, said Cora. The big outside is enormous. I love the wild animals, like those badger cubs we saw today. Cora and Jax had been sent to work on a stretch of wasteland behind a Ruffin factory. The ground was hard and bare and nothing grew there. But on the way they'd crossed an allotment and seen badger cubs playing in the orchard. Imagine living back in ancient times, when badgers and other wild animals freely roamed the countryside and dug it up, said Cora. The earth would have been soft enough for wildflowers and grasses to grow without our help. Jack sighed. And there'd have been more time for collecting the things we need, like magpie feathers. Cora had been thrilled when she found them. They were black and white with a shimmery line of blue. Scarlet was delighted too. She said she'd use the feathers to make a fan to help keep the school cool in the summer. We're still on trial, though, Cora added. She had hoped that the feathers and the work they'd done in the big outside today would have been enough for Scarlet to make them fully trained keepers. But it hadn't. Scarlet still doesn't trust us, said Jax. Cora nodded. It was true. At first, she'd thought that it wasn't her fault. Trouble followed them around. But it didn't. Trouble happened when she and Jax got distracted by other things. We've got to work even harder and never mess up again, or Scarlet will definitely send us back to school. Anxiously, she asked, You want to pass your trial, don't you? Of course. I love the big outside. I want to look after it and help nature to recover from the Ruffins. And I'd like to teach the Ruffins how to be more careful with it, Jax added. Jax! Cora gasped. The Ruffins were huge giants, really. They could flatten a keeper with one stamp of their pongy feet. Keepers mostly avoided them by only working in the big outside before sunrise or after sunset. As well as caring for the countryside, the keepers lived off it too, collecting things to wear, use, and eat. From nature's floor to our door, as Scarlet was fond of reminding everyone. Scarlet was in charge of the keepers. She set them tasks to complete in the big outside and gave them wants, a list of the things that were needed. Scarlet was also responsible for the stores, where everything they collected was kept. Jax grinned. Think about it. Easier for us if we don't have to keep fixing things for the Ruffins. If we help them to look after their home, then maybe they'd help us back. How? By not eating us? Said Cora darkly. That too. Jax pulled a stone dice from his pocket. He rolled it across the table. Want to play 6 high? Sure. Cora snatched up the dice. But before she could roll it, Nis and Trix arrived with trays of woven grass loaded up with plates and cups. Buttercup donuts with nettle cream and daisy smoothies all round, said Nis. Fresh today. That's why it took so long. Everyone wanted them and there was a huge queue.